Okay, this is Shark Logistics training video 3.0. So it's going to be the most up-to-date training video that we have, and hopefully you'll learn a lot, and we'll just get started. So in this video, I'm going to talk about a little bit about what Shark Logistics is, where we fit into the freight market, and what will make you successful as a part of Shark Logistics and where you'll provide value. This video is geared more towards sales reps, so I'm sure first day we're going to have you shadowing another shark that's been there a little bit. So I take that time to try to learn as much as you can from them, and them being on the job already, they've probably learned a lot in the short amount of time they've been there, or they may have been there a while. Shark Logistics is a younger company as far as the industry as a whole. The freight market's been around for a long time. We are a freight brokerage, so we're the middleman between customers and carriers. So customers hire us to find trucks and ship their products. Customers use us because they want to focus on their product and what they do right, and we want to focus on what we do right, which is providing them trucks, giving them accurate information, up to date, and providing a solution to their problem. And you'll learn more about why they use us once you get started with the position and once you get rolling. But for now, we're going to stick to the basics. So the two most common types of trailers are flatbeds and dry vans. Flatbeds are our niche. My father has a company called Shark Trucking, different than Shark Logistics. They're two separate entities. But when I first started the company, I had some connections in the flatbed, not many, but some. And I was able to kind of pivot and use Shark Trucking to launch it. So we use flatbeds a lot, and we already have established carriers, and a lot of our customers are already flatbed. We already know that. So that's kind of our niche. That's kind of what we stick in. That's kind of what we ship. Not to say we can't do dry van. We wouldn't tell a client we can't. It's just if you have to decide what kind of customer that you want to go after, usually flatbeds will be the best, and that's what we know. Why would companies use Shark Logistics? Like I said, they want to focus on their products and what they do right, but mostly because of the volume and the level of customer service. They don't want to talk to 20 different trucking companies. They want one person that they talk to and coordinates with these 20 different companies, deals with the drivers, all the problems, knows what they're talking about. We can track it in our software with the most up-to-date software that gets all the paperwork, that gets updates, a team of tracking and tracing just to see where the truck's at and make sure that it's on time. In logistics and trucking and dealing with truck drivers, accuracy for information is important, and knowing solid communication, right? Knowing where the truck's at and all of that. So in order to be a successful sales rep, you need to be following up with your clients and prospecting. So the biggest thing is, no matter, say it's your first day, I'm sure you don't know much, and like I said, you're going to be shadowing somebody. But the biggest thing is, no matter where the target is, when you shoot the gun, you're always going to have to adjust that scope. So you need to be firing, and then we're going to have to adjust the scope. But right now, the biggest thing for you is just to start putting in the reps, right? So the more reps you have, then we can start tweaking it. But like me trying to explain how to shoot a soccer ball into a goal when you've never kicked the ball is not the best. You need to go kick the ball, and then I can adjust, right? So right now, I want you reaching out to clients, learning the freight market. That's going to be your first week or two, is just getting in touch with these clients, reaching out as much as possible, and kind of shadowing the other people around you and learning information from them and kind of the in and outs and the lingo and then we can start to adjust and become more strategical after that. So I put in some key targets that are gonna, what I've seen that separates from the greatest sales reps from the average sales reps. So the biggest one is accurate, up-to-date client information. So say that you reach out to a client and John Doe is the one that handles the freight around there. You've learned that from a previous call. Now when you call them, you don't want to just start the conversation over again. So you want to know that John Doe, that you have the accurate email address, phone number. If you get his cell phone number, you want to document that and have all that information in whatever CRM that we have you using. Right now we have ITS Dispatch that we're using as a CRM. It's our old transportation, TMS, transportation management software. Now we're on the cloud, but we're still going to use the CRM and ITS Dispatch for now. But the accurate client information, if you call somebody and you don't know who you're supposed to be talking to, what the person's name is, what their email is, anything like that, it's going to really set you up for failure because you don't have the right information. And you need the right information, you need to be organized in order to be successful. Regular communication. If John Doe's the person, then you need to be contacting John Doe on a regular basis, right? So you need to be in contact with him. Don't fall out of communication. You need to be on top of his head. You know, at the end of the day, at least he knows who you are and he knows what Shark Logistics is, and maybe he'll give you a shot if you continue to follow up. Actually, I know he will. On a long enough time scale, if you're following up professionally, in the right manner, you seem excited about the job, you're calling, you're hungry, someone's gonna give you a shot, right? Prompt responses to inquiries. So they want they want a quote, they want a shipment done, they have a question. You know, being on top of the ball and like displaying that to them is really gonna set you apart, right? Because who would you want to deal with? Somebody that's like, or someone that says, hey, I need a truck from Houston, Dallas. Okay, when do you need that? Does it need to ship later in the week? Yeah, it's gonna be a little more expensive if we need it in the next hour. That's gonna be a little more expensive. Yeah, it's already 2:30. He's not gonna be able to deliver today, but we can pick it up today and then we can deliver it first thing in the morning. You know, those kind of things. That kind of sounds better than just time management. In this job, you need to be able to manage your time well, right? So you need to be, okay, I quoted this person, boom, let me follow up with these people, okay, boom, okay, let me go back and follow up on that quote. You need to be able to multitask and manage your time, right? Don't just say, yeah, I had one quote this morning and I was working on that. No, you have time, if you manage your time properly, to still be quoting people, managing, calling people, and managing your shipments. So you can multitask. You just need to use your time management wisely. Record keeping. So you need to be keeping documents and records of every time you call and contact and whatever communication and information that client gives you. So if a client says, yeah, nothing right now, but in 2 weeks we're quoting a project from Houston, Illinois. It's gonna be 20 trucks, you know, yada, yada, yada. Next week, you follow up, hey, Sally from ABC Company, you said that you're gonna have a project last week you said you have a project coming up in 2 weeks. I just wanna see if y'all won the bid, y'all still doing that project, if you started coordinating yet. Because odds are, these people are not coordinating it, you know, oh, well, the material's gonna be ready in an hour, let's start coordinating trucks. No, they're doing it a little bit out. So then you can use that when they say that, follow up before, not when, before. And then they might say, yeah, we pushed it back. Then the next week, hey, I know you pushed that project back. Where are we at with that? You know, it sounds a lot better than the, hey, just wanted to see if you're shipping anything or if you had any quotes that you needed. So record keeping and staying organized makes you seem a lot more professional, and it builds on the conversation. So it's not just a new conversation every time. It's more of like, hey, when we previously spoke, it's more of that than just a new conversation every time. So you want to build on that. Problem solving. You want to resolve any issues that the client has. That's why they use us, is because we solve their problems. So we're problem solvers. Logistics, it's a simple thing we're doing, but when you have third parties integrated into that, you need to be able to solve problems and get accurate things. If you can't get a truck today, hey, it's already 4 o'clock. I'm still gonna look for a truck, but we may not get a truck into there. Is there any issue if we could just pick it up first thing in the morning? Working with the client. Right now, I know that you don't have any clients right now. You're not shipping with anybody, but those are things that separate you moving forward. You might want to rewatch this video a month in, and you might catch on to what I'm saying more and more as time goes on. But the number one that you should get right now, that you should be able to follow with me, is the follow-up. You should be following up with your clients on a regular basis, and don't stay out of communication with them. Nobody's going to give you freight if you're not on top of the ball and you're not on top of their heads. Why would they? They have other people that they're shipping with. They don't know who you are. They forgot about you. They hung up the phone, don't know who you are. And a month from now, if you haven't talked to them, and a month from now, why would they just randomly hit you up? So I will say that if you're not shipping anything, it's not because anything you did today, it's what you haven't done in the past 3 months. So you need to be able to stay disciplined in this role and any role. You need to stay disciplined and make the calls, be talking to your clients on a regular basis, reach out to as many clients as you can in a day. Now, if you do that, it may not change day to day. Like if you reach out to a bunch of clients, it may not close that day. If you do that every single day and stay on top of the ball and stay disciplined, then you will be successful. I've seen it happen multiple times, right? With multiple people, multiple different sales types and selling tactics. The key is pumping out the volume and following up. Because if you go to the gym one day, your body's not going to look any different. But if you go to the gym every day for 5 months, you're going to look different, right? So it's about discipline. It's about following up with the client. And that's really what's going to separate you in this position and add your value to the organization. So that's a little intro into Shark Logistics, key targets that separate the sales reps. So let's go out there and get it.